Welcome to the show your parents, the PTA and the asleep don't want you to hear. The Helios blog. Today, Kevin Samuels says that modern women are a party of one. Let's do it.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
Women being concerned about is picking the right man. Hello.
Hi, I'm Sophia. Thank you for having me on.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 25.
25.
So a bit younger than
Okay,
some
well.
people you can have on.
Well, did you have a question or do you want to talk about the topic?
Both. So one, I haven't been listening to you for a super long time, but I've come in and out of different lives. And one thing I was noticing is you don't always necessarily talk about the monolithic woman in maybe the best light. And I would love to know, what do you like about women?
So she thinks that Kevin hates women and she's trying to call him out. Great girl, great girl. And you see, 2024, right? They might speak in a nice tone, but they have this underlying hating men sentiment, right? That underlying low-level disrespect that pervades everything.
The monolithic woman in the best light. What does that mean?
I feel like you act like women all act the same when they don't necessarily. And so I would love to know
yeah, you totally aren't doing what 99.9% of women on Kevin's show do. You are special and different, Miss Solipsist.
What do you like about women?
Just a second. Audience, I want you to fix your eyes on the screen over here.
Exhibit A.
Everyone is special. No one can be generalized. All women act the same. Do you think women act?
Okay, let's let me read the whole list because he didn't read it. But here's what this girl demonstrated. I also was hinting at this, but here's what she demonstrated. Even though, and she's supposedly special and different. Everyone is special. Everyone is one. No one can be generalized. Maximum options, minimum restrictions. Hyper individual. Want to be exalted. Queen energy. Yeah, freaking disaster.
All women act the same. Do you think women act more similar or different?
I mean, I think just overly, I don't like.
My truth is the truth. Let me summarize it.
I don't care what you, ma'am. You keep saying like. Ma'am, hold on. I want to, let's do this. Just do this. Are you an educated woman? Okay. Are generalizations valid? Okay, you gotta take your. Do you have on Bluetooth? Do you have on Bluetooth or something? Are you on Bluetooth or something? Okay, you listen.
No, weird feedback here. Does that sound better?
Well, yeah, there was a slight delay. Are generalizations valid? You said what?
I think I referenced that.
You ask her a question, she's like, "Oh, I need to defend my character. I need to defend the character of all women. I'm on blast here. Are
generalizations valid?
Specific to the area you're making the general.
Let's filibuster the argument. Let's talk as much as possible about nothing, so that we can't advance the conversation.
So we're talking about.
It's hot in Arizona. It's hot in Arizona. Is it always hot in Arizona?
For the most part, yes.
But it's not always. But is the generalization valid?
Yes.
Okay.
Women all think they're special and different from all other women. Is that generalization valid?
All right.
Freaking disaster.
So what I talk about is broad generalizations that are broadly true for most women. Why do we need to go into the tangential or the nuance?
I think
Because I'm special.
for me, I've been waiting to.
I think for me, queen, narcissist, hyper-individualist, solipsist.
See someone that has a similar train of thought or belief system as me on your show, or you talking about someone like me, if that makes specific.
Actually, he's talked about many girls like you, and with many girls like you. That you think you're special and different does not mean you're actually special and different. That you think so doesn't mean it's true. These are two different things.
That's okay.
Broad. So, for example, a lot of times you have women on your show who are 30s and above with kids, like in and out of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me. And so when I'm going into the show, I'm like, is he cool?
I'm special and different. I don't want to be painted in the same light as those women. I don't have kids out of wedlock. I'm special. I'm different. Why don't you talk about me? It's all about me, me, me. Kevin, see me. Choose me. Find me special.
I'm going to talk about someone like me. And so,
What does that mean?
Arrogant.
What's someone like you?
Arrogant.
I'm waiting to have sex till marriage.
Uh-huh.
So when dating,
Stop
me,
the car.
Okay, well, yeah, ma'am, I've had at least 7 shows on that very topic.
Okay. And I did say I was new, so I definitely missed it. That's on me.
No, but you're special and different.
Matter of fact, there's
Just like every other girl that came onto those shows.
3 or 4 videos up from this year. Is this a religious belief?
Yeah, for the most part. It's like a promise I made to God. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Well, what I'm
That you had to think about it. Again, why did this girl come on the show? Let's actually analyze why. There are 5,000 people watching, and then there's going to be another million that watch the video later. And she comes on in full makeup and talking about how she's special and different. What is the real reason she came on Kevin's show? Does anybody in the audience know? Well, the actual reason she came on Kevin's show is not to actually debate Kevin or talk to Kevin about anything. She wants to advertise how she's special and different, and she wants to be chosen to a wide audience. And she wants to defend her character as much as possible, and show how she's special and different so that she gets chosen for marriage. That's the real reason she's come on the show. It's all for a narcissistic reason. It's not at all about reality. It's not at all about... it's not at all about Kevin. It's all about her.
doing, and I'm asking, at 25, you're waiting till marriage to have sex, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what I'm trying to understand is where that belief comes from, number one, and how strongly it's attached.
Very strong.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, do you attend church regularly?
I just moved to DC about a year ago during
The answer is no.
COVID, and so it's been pretty hard to find churches. But I've worked in ministry for a while, and I'm still
You can just tell by the eyes, man. You can always tell.
very part of my church back home in Seattle, just online, so not a physical church.
So the answer is no.
But because of COVID, they only have online
Ma'am,
churches.
we've been, okay, no. You could have been out, no. DC
I mean, I
hasn't,
go to church.
okay. All right, okay, so the direct answer is no, I don't go to the physical church body. I have my service.
I do correct myself. I do go to the physical church body.
Regularly.
Disaster. Man, like, as I said, low level disrespect every sentence that comes out of this girl's mouth. And then again, what, black men are expected to marry women like this? They're not going to do it. Why would you put up with this low level disrespect every conversation? You are, you know, you struggle and fight every day at your job, and then you come home and what, and deal with this crap?
Church.
Okay, so this is a belief that you hold strongly, but you're not in the body.
I am. I'm just not a member of the church.
Do you have a church home you visit? Do you have a church home you go to weekly? What's going on with your camera? Because you're coming in and out. Do you have a church home that you go to weekly?
Yes.
Is there an active singles ministry?
I just started going to it around Easter, so I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Stop.
Person that wants to get married and that's their primary goal will find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. There's clearly no will.
They were already getting to the problems. You don't go to a church regularly. The church you go to doesn't have an active singles ministry, so I'm sure they don't have a ministry that's actively promoting marriage with you. The church why did you pick the church you attend? Oh God. Can you get close to the window or something? Because your Wi-Fi is doing something. I don't know what's going on. You got people calling you or something?
She's just trying to get the quality as high as possible so that she can look as good as possible for the guys she's advertising herself to. So she's an attention seeker. Again, guys, like, the medium is the message, right? You never listen to the words they say. Listen to their actions. What do they do? If it's always low-level disrespect, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
What more needs to be said?
So I was going to one church in a different part of the DMV, and I noticed some of the things that.
So how are you supposed to find a husband? How are you supposed to find a husband? How are you supposed to find a husband?
I'm a member of a Black professionals networking group.
That's not Christian. That's not Christian.
Or
how are you supposed to find it? How are you supposed to find? How are you supposed to see? It comes down to one.
Let me finish, please.
No, because you go on and draw on, and I'm getting to where I'm getting. No. That's not how that's going. That's not how that's going to work. That's not how that's going to work. Young lady, it's not how it's going to work because I've given you plenty of latitude and you don't answer directly. The bottom line is you can have your belief. But I'm asking the fundamental blocking and tackling, how you're supposed to find Mr. Right and how he's supposed to find you. And if you're in the dating environment with non-Christian people, being able to hold your chastity until marriage in a worldly dating environment,
it's not going to happen.
Not likely.
Sort of what I was going to say is in these Black professional groups, they have different singles ministries for Christians.
So there have, but again, who's leading you in who's
She's got an answer for everything. She just thinks she knows it all. She's arrogant. Queen energy.
Leading you or guiding you in your quest to be found by your husband?
My pastor back home in Seattle.
Your pastor back home in Seattle, but you're not in Seattle.
Correct. And
so my point is, I talk to women like you. When I talk about Christian feminism and all that, I've talked to women like this. And if you guys recall, the 42-year-old woman that lived in Seattle, the virgin, she was retaining herself. At the end of the day, you can have your belief, but unless you're dating from a pool of men who share your same belief, the likelihood of running into a man that's going to wait until marriage. How long do you think after meeting a man before you would accept his proposal for marriage?
5 years.
I think 1 to 2 years.
So a man is supposed to meet you and date you and 1 to 2 years later propose to you, right? That's what 1 to
For 1 to 2 years.
1 to 2 years, right. But you were also younger. So that man is going to be without sex
for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
I mean, everyone I've dated hasn't had sex with me, and those relationships have been about 1 to 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's not realistic for, say, the modern woman?
I don't think it's realistic for a woman who's not in a church. It's realistic if you are a woman who's really following her religious convictions. That means you're in a church that one of the main motivations is to foster marriage. They have a singles ministry, male and female, where they actively help couples couple, because you can have your belief. I was raised in the church. I've been over singles ministries, and I'm going to tell you, women like you exist everywhere, but you're still trying to date in the worldly market. And that's easier to do when you're younger. Have somebody wait 1 to 2 years, but as you're 25, dear heart, ain't no man in the dating market going to wait 1 to 2 years unless he shares your belief system.
I have a question for you.
Do you believe that?
That makes sense to me. Absolutely. So,
Arguing to argue, it's coming.
I was a part of for like the last year before I switched to this new church. They had a really good ministry program. However, some of their doctrine was off. You said you came from a faith background. Do you think it's worth it going to church just to be part of?
Well, I think if you're going to use that as you're going to maintain. Oh, yes, because where else are you going to find? Where else are you going to have a high amount of men who are going to be willing to do what you're asking? Especially in a hookup culture. You're not going to meet any husbands. And then husbands ain't going to wait 2 years. Why do you need to wait 1 to 2 years?
I mean, in my head, that sounds right, but I think in my heart, there isn't no set rule when it comes to love, when it comes to finding a partner and someone to build with.
Well, first off, you're not looking to find.
That's a red flag.
That's where you really just fell apart. Christian feminists. Partner ain't got nothing to do with Christianity. Love, what love got to do with it? We didn't fall in love before we got married. We got married and we got used to one another because we didn't date prior to the 40s and the rise of the De Beers Company and Hallmark and all this other stuff. Your great-grandparents jumped brooms. There was no 1 to 2 year dating. Lastly, building, there's another modern woman fantasy. So I think that many women, I know many women are in church, are of faith, who are not living that life. So you're going to the dating market. You're in the dating market and you're 25 and you're only going to get older. And I'm going to tell you that a man waiting 1 to 2 years, I don't see that happening. And the reason I don't have conversations like this, ma'am, is because most people don't do this.
True.
And the reason you're doing it is your personal beliefs, but do you want to be a Christian? Do you want to have a Christian marriage? Christian hierarchy?
No. Obviously not.
Funny how that pause happened.
Yeah.
Is the...
I wouldn't frame it as a hierarchy. I think.
Oh, there's a hierarchy, just like there's a Holy Trinity. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. There is a hierarchy. What's the vertical relationship?
There's God.
Absolutely.
And so on.
But a vertical relationship implies a hierarchy. Does it not?
And then woman and children.
Yes.
Okay.
But what I wanted to that specific word where the whole hierarchy is stemming from is submission. And when you look at the Aramaic or the Hebrew version, it's more of a teammate, a coach, and a player. And there's something really beautiful about that.
Uh-huh.
And so I would say that's what I would want. It is
Eve wasn't Adam's teammate.
Indeed.
See, you should go back and look at all the videos I did on Christian. You can go back and look at all the videos I did on Christian feminism. Then I have videos where I'm talking to women who are born again virgins or holding on. Ma'am, I've talked to you. I lived in Dallas where the partisan, and my point is, you talked about the doctrine is not sound. This isn't sound.
I mean,
this is basically you making up what you want to.
Indeed.
No. I go into seminary. I continue to study.
Okay, well,
and I'm reading both the old text as well as the translated.
Okay,
English.
but in order to, but your husband has to still be a believer.
And you don't live by it.
Yes.
Okay, then where are you interacting with these men?
There's a group called the Sexless Tribe, and so I've talked to some guys on there, and then
It's an online group?
Black singles groups. Yeah.
And you're 25. How much time do you think you have to waste?
I don't want to waste. I don't think life should ever be wasted.
How much time do you think you have to waste in activities or things that aren't going to get you towards the goal?
0.
Okay. So, do you think you're using your time? If this is the kind of outcome you want, do you think you're maximizing your time? You don't have a regular church home. You have a group you have. All right. When was the last relationship you've had?
Like the long relationship or a guy I went on a few dates with?
That's not a relationship. Relationship. Last August, almost a year.
So you wasted a year.
Conversation with the born-again Christian feminist. That's the video I want to look at. She was from Seattle too, or she's from Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, there are plenty of them in there. Okay. And the bottom line is, ma'am, you gotta end up being that's one of the holes I think in church today. We're not putting couples together. Women, you can believe what you want, and will you find somebody who shares your beliefs? Sure. But are you, how tall are you?
Like 5'3".
Okay. Do you want kids?
Yes.
How many?
Biologically, at least 2, and then adopt maybe 2, depending on like finances, of course.
Okay. And what kind of lifestyle do you want your family to lead?
I'm in school to become an ambassador right now.
What does that mean?
A lifestyle of helping people.
Monetary lifestyle.
To make sure that my kids don't have to worry about money and not worry.
So you want to be able to pay for their college?
Yes.
You want to be able to travel domestically and internationally with your family?
Yeah, I plan to live internationally.
Okay, so you want a man who is earning, and you're in DC, so you're talking about a man who's earning around about $500,000 a year. What percent? Do you care what race he is?
This is black. Yeah, black.
Okay. What percentage of black men earn $500,000 or more?
Almost none.
What percentage of black men earn $500,000 or more?
A very small percentage. I don't know the percentage.
Give me a number.
What are your chances?
I feel like I'm optimistic. I might be going too high, like 10%.
10%. 10%. What percentage and what age do you think, what 10-year age range do you think these men are in?
She doesn't know anything.
friends, I never in my head have ever thought of like, oh, I need a guy who's making this big of a
But that's the
salary.
problem. That's the problem. Y'all don't think of it, but you want the lifestyle. I put potential parameters to it because you don't have to think of the dollars, but you do want the lifestyle. Men hit their financial stride 45 to 55. Are you prepared to marry a man 15 or 20 years your elder?
No.
I think 15 would be my limit,
Okay.
maybe. But once again, I'm very optimistic.
All right. So the number of men who make over $500,000 who are black men is really less than 1%. It's less than 1%. So we're talking roughly, we got about 150,000 black men who fit that nationwide.
That's basically nobody.
Now, I want to hold on. We've already run the numbers. And the thing is, what 45 to 55-year-old black man is going to wait 2 years, and he's making $500,000, and almost all of the women want men in his category. Why is he going to wait?
Indeed.
Only.
And she can't answer. And that's where we're gonna end the video. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all the notifications, buy my books like Hunter M, Adrian R, Tom and Bobby, Dylan, Renaissance Press, Brian, Andrew, Alan, Armani, and Nicholas. Shoutouts to you. Most recent purchase of both my books, Strategist Guide to Seduction and Quotes to Live By. Thank you. If you'd like coaching services, like Nick H here, just message me at theheliosblog@gmail.com. That is my email. And I'll slot you right in. Thank you so much for listening, guys, especially if you listen to the end. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.